Silvia Davis, Become Emilio. Become Emilio, Silvia Davis.
Thank you, Contest Chair.
You're welcome.
One of my most disappointing moments was when I realized I had been bested in life by a one-day-old turtle named Emilio. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I meet Emilio one Friday night while at home watching National Geographic. Yes, I am National Geographic on a Friday night years old. The show opens with the camera fixated on a patch of sand on the beach. The narrator says, 2 months earlier, a sea turtle laid her eggs in this spot. Suddenly, from the sand emerge baby sea turtles. The camera pans overhead to reveal circling vultures. The turtles begin to scurry towards the ocean. The vultures attack. It is a massacre. Before I could change the channel, the camera goes back to the nest, to the last turtle. I take one look. I am instantly in love. I even name him Emilio. The narrator says, as the last to leave the nest, if this turtle doesn't run soon, his chances for survival are greatly decreased. I yells at the television, run, Emilio! He takes off. For a turtle that is lightning speed and coordinated. The camera then shows one of Emilio's siblings. I name him Stanley. The narrator says, out of nowhere comes a vulture. The bird swoops down, picks up the turtle, flies away, then drops him. Stanley hits the ground, unharmed, but he doesn't move. He sits there, frozen. I think to myself, I know how he feels. I've been Stanley. Have you ever been so hurt by something from your past that it made you too terrified to take another step toward your future? I have. In that moment, I could hear the narrator talking about it. 18-year-old Silvia is going off into the world on her very own. Out of nowhere comes the pretty boy her father warned her about. He swoops in, carries her away, then drops her. I was devastated, and like Stanley, paralyzed for a while. But I sat there that night continuing to watch the show as the camera goes back to Emilio as he keeps going. Emilio is attacked by fire ants, but he keeps going. He gets tangled up in seaweed, but he keeps going. He makes it to the water and the force of the waves are pushing him back, but everybody all together, what does Emilio do? He keeps going, and then finally he's made it to the water, and the narrator says, making it to the water is only half the battle. If the turtles don't continue to swim with speed and caution, they open themselves up to different dangers. Then the camera shows another of Emilio's siblings wading in the water. I name her Michelle. Get it? Michelle? Because she's a turtle? This young one has stopped swimming and is no longer moving forward. She doesn't see the bigger fish that are coming for her. Barracuda, grouper, snapper. She never saw it coming. When I see Michelle's demise, I realize my entire demeanor changes. I actually become melancholy. Because as I sit there watching the show at age 40, I realize I am Michelle. Have you ever felt like you've worked so hard in your life that you're just tired and you're willing to settle for less than what you're capable of? Again, I hear my narrator. Silvia has become too complacent in life and is no longer moving forward. She's having problems in her marriage. She hates her job. She's not eating healthy and is really putting on the pounds. She doesn't see what's coming for her. Arguments with the spouse, dreading going to work, Oreo cookies. She never even saw it coming. I'm divorced, unemployed, and overweight. But I sat there that night, finished watching the show, as the cameras go back to Emilio as he keeps going. And he swims off to the ocean and to his destiny. Do you know why those turtles run to the ocean? It is because they are born with an instinct that tells them to head in the direction that is shining the brightest. How beautiful is that? We have that same instinct. Maybe your brightest direction is telling you to go back to school or to start your own business, or maybe it's leading you to that special someone. But one thing is guaranteed: the vultures and the bigger fish, in other words, life's challenges, will come. But we don't have to be paralyzed by fear, nor do we have to settle. We weren't given the instinct without the ability to keep going. Emilio reminded me of one of my favorite scriptures from my faith that tells us how we can run and not grow weary. I never imagined I'd be inspired by a turtle, yet I was. I had been Stanley. I had been Michelle. I decided to become Emilio. I found the man of my dreams, and I kept going. I found a job that I loved, and I kept going. I went to the grocery store, and I cried, but I passed up on the Oreo cookies. And I kept going. Stanley, Michelle, and every other sea turtle out there facing challenges. Become Emilio and keep going. Contest chair.